They fight. They bite. They bite and fight and bite. Bite, bite, bite. Fight, fight, fight. The itch 'em and scratch 'em blow. Oh, wait. Okay, fine. I say it. The itch 'em and scratch 'em show. No? Okay, fine. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Hey unknowns, thanks for picking We're Presenting We're the Unknowns. I am your host, Russ or Russell here, and joining with me is
Wizard Eye, what's up?
Wizard Eye. Alright, now you wanna say anything?
Yeah, you should have just said, hey, starting, then I'll say Wizard Eye, and then you introduce yourself. How about we start over a little bit?
Okay. Starting
Wizard Eye, what's up?
and Russ or Russell.
No, I say and. Alright. But to the top again.
Starting
Wizard Eye, what's up? And
Russ or Russell here.
was it that hard?
Yes. Anyways,
Well, I gotta imagine the people that animate the Itchy and Scratchy show in Korea. I gotta imagine how hard they work.
yeah, I feel sorry for them.
You think Krusty the Clown give them poor conditions on purpose just to see them torture?
Absolutely, no doubt.
You think he get like a whip and just whip the like Kirby right back at you where they whip the animators to do the work.
I want to pass them for that.
So, you want to talk about the Itchy and Scratchy Show?
Absolutely.
Ah man, I like to call them the Itch'em and Scratch'em Show. I really do like the Jamaican iteration. What was it go? It goes again. They smoke, they poke, they smoke and poke and smoke, 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 poke, poke, poke. The Itch'em and Scratch'em blow.
Oh yeah, that was a good iteration of the song.
I actually wish that was the canon Itchy and Scratchy show.
Yeah, I agree.
Trust me, I don't like smoking or any type of drugs. As a matter of fact, I don't like to see them in any of my media. But I'll let this slide because, to be honest, it was almost too perfect. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in middle school, one of my friend Richard put out. He showed us an image of SpongeBob smoking, and I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it reminded me of the Itch'em and Scratch'em show.
No.
So what's up with you so far with the Itchy and Scratchy?
Man. So before we even explain, let's explain to the audience what Itchy and Scratchy Show is.
I gotta say, did the cat got your tongue, by the way? Because you were struggling to say that.
Yeah.
Well, the Itch'em and Scratch'em show, sorry, my bad. The Itchy and Scratchy show is basically a show within the show from The Simpsons. So it's like a Tom and Sherry cartoon, but the violence is amped up high. And it didn't start off like that. It started off like a show where it was literally like Tom and Sherry. Maybe, I guess with the axe and all and the decapitation at certain part, but there were no blood at all, and the gore was very tame.
And it's typically presented as a 15 to 60-second short, and it is as part of the Krusty the Clown show.
Why is it part of the Krusty the Clown show? Because it's like it's a show within the show, and we're watching a show with the show.
Yeah, so true.
So I wonder that. It almost reminds me of, like, you're familiar with Thomas the Shoo Shoo Train?
Yeah.
Where they had, like, different segments with the live action part and then the actual show within the show?
Yeah.
With the trains?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of remind me of that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But seriously, what's the Itchum and Scratchum show? Okay, do you don't mind if I keep calling it for the rest of the podcast, or do you want the
If you
Itchy?
want.
All right. Well, the Itchy and Scratchy show. Um, it's weird because they've been around. I guess around in their universe, like over 100 years.
Yeah, since well, this is their fish. What the company put it. They were released on 1928, but obviously, um, someone like Ishii was made before that, which was 1919.
That's a funny number, by the way.
It is.
So, do you think that this is like reminiscent of what Disney is?
Yeah,
And I think it's funny, by the way, how like the show obviously have its influence with like the cat and mouse dynamic.
yeah.
What was the original inspiration of the show?
I don't know.
If I remember, it was a actual very unknown cartoon, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually more violent than Tom and Sherry.
Yeah.
So, you want to talk about a little bit about that?
About the show?
Well, their fake origin. I mean, their origin. Well, you know what I mean by fake origin. Their in-universe origin.
Oh yeah, sure. Um. Well, as I remember it, um, at 1928, they made.
You make it seem like it's so real. It's a fiction history within a show. I can't believe it, by the way. Continue.
Well, Scratchy was made as the happy cat.
If I remember, it bombed so bad, right? It was
Yeah.
literally just Scratchy walking normally and smiling. No gore, no nothing. Just happily walking.
Well, then after that, they went and have their first short together, Itchy and Scratchy, on the shore. And yeah, it is funny. Steamboat Itchy, which is weird because I remember Steamboat Itchy, where it's Itchy riding the boat, and Scratchy just came and he was smiling, whistling along, right?
And then he just got basically killed off.
A machine gun to shot in the leg, and then throw him in that smoke area.
By the way, oh yeah, wasn't the show that was inspired by Pixie and Dixie?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That was the real inspiration. But still, I guess some will say Tom and Sherry though. If I was correct, the actual inspiration was Pixie and Dixie.
Mm-hmm.
Now I remember Pixie and Dixie. Continue. Sorry to interrupt you.
And then they made a very successful feature film called Scratchtasia. And
Isn't it like Fantasia?
Yeah. And I love it too because it had the music. And it fits so well. Ishii was trying to slice Scratchy, but then he got the axe and it kept chopping him. And then he chopped him to little pieces. And then to little pieces. And then to little pieces. And then after that, as he breathed the dust, little small Ishii comes and chop Scratchy until he turned to dust.
Yeah, right.
And then the next feature film was success was Ishnochio. Now you be a good boy, Ishnochio. I promise I will never hurt you.
And then you hurt him.
Yeah.
You love how the way it's trying to imply Disney magic started with just Itchy and Scratchy. Then what is their in-universe with Disney? Because they acknowledge Disney so many times.
So true. Maybe it's both.
I mean, I got to
But
wonder then if Steamboat Willie and Steamboat Itchy came, by the way, around the same time. Then what was the copycat? Get it? Pun intended.
But it's funny because, it was a great opportunity to mock one of the biggest controversy in animation history, trying to suggest that maybe Itchy and Scratchy first short was 1919 instead of 1928,
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were there like future films? Well, no, I know the other two, the Fantasia parody and the Pinocchio parody. But was it Steamboat Itchy was a feature film or was it like an animation short?
I think it was just an animation short, created by Roger Meyer Sr.
Yeah, I see. I see. Look, actually, I love how the way they portray him as like a shady business guy. Was
Yeah.
he truly the one that invented the cartoon? And he just happened to took the name to it?
Who knows? I wasn't there, so I can't say.
Just in-universe curiosity, though.
I can't accuse.
I see. Oh, man. I just love the Itchy and Scratchy. Itchum and Scratchy. Itchy and Scratchy Show. Well, Itchum and Scratchum. I call it Itchy and Scratchy. Screw it.
But also in the 1950s, Itchy and Scratchy did a commercial for a tobacco company.
Just like the Fristone.
Yeah. And those who wanted to see a shipping of Itchy and Scratchy, it was their short,
Yeah, that's weird.
No, but what makes me weird is that, if they were lovers at that moment, why would Itchy then grab a shark only to maul him to death? That's weird.
No, that's not too weird. It actually is pretty expected a little bit. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't do that if I'm making out with somebody.
Oh, wait, you know what? No, I was wrong. The real inspiration from Itchy and Scratchy was Herman and Catnip.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I got the wrong one. I think. Yeah. Herman and Catnip. Ah, man.
That to me it will always be Tom and Sherry.
Yeah. That one is an unknown cartoon. And it's a more violenter version. Herman and Kermit. Actually, I think they have many inspiration. It's actually more of a morph of cartoon in general. Cartoon violent, actually. But yeah. Pixie and Dixie and Mr. Jinx. Yeah.
But yeah, later on, Marge Simpson will complain about the show being too violent.
I remember the squirrel one with Marge's hair and then just bat her head off with the baseball bat. One of the few times that Scratchy didn't got killed off.
Yeah, that squirrel did.
Well, yeah. It was weird. Was the what was it? Was it like a bird? They killed it off in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But then the Scratchy got killed off. By the way.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm sorry. It's so funny because it seems to be contradicting back and forth.
Yeah. But going back, and this led to change the format of the show. Instead of violent, it's about loving,
Oh yeah. What was the scene? Oh yeah, I remember. They love. They share. Share and love and share. Love. Share. The Itchy and Scratchy Show. I'm sorry. How weird did they look just sitting in the rocking chair?
Yeah, in the episode Porsche Pals. Wow, like.
Yeah, I know. And you want some what was their robotic voices for some reason? Want some lemonade?
John.
I love your lemonade.
Oh, Stitchy. And a big heart, the end.
I love how their eyelashes just seem so feminine, by the way.
Yeah, wow, them rocking in a purple Porsche, like,
I love how in the scene, like the background was like sunsetish.
hell
Do you think
yeah.
it's a metaphor that the show was going downhill?
It is. Try like this.
Yeah.
If they kept that up, they definitely had lost their edge.
Didn't Roger Meyer Jr. was wondering why the rating went down, so he had to do a focus group to find out.
Yes.
I love the Speedo Man. They love the Speedo Man.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great looking handsome meat there, right? I'm funny, I know.
No, but seriously though, and that's when they created Pushy.
Yeah, the radical dog.
Now, do you love how they move away from the plot?
Oh, like they trying to aim at going into the fireworks factory.
Yeah, and the whole plot got derailed, by the way, because Pushy came along and stole the car.
Yeah, passing the fireworks factory. What the world?
Where's the fireworks? That was a horrible episode because it was itching me. Get it? To know the fireworks.
No, what they couldn't have done to make Pushy, because he just seems like he was, like, off, you know? Like, he didn't fit in the show.
Yeah.
But he couldn't have been the third character that will antagonize either Itchy or Scratchy. You know, he couldn't have been in the fireworks factory and causing mayhem. It couldn't have been a three-way dance. In fact, maybe it couldn't have been the opportunity for Scratchy to get Itchy. All thanks to Pushy.
That'd be funny.
It could have had gone like so many ways, and they just wasted it on trying to show off a stupid red dog trying to shoot a hoop while riding on a bike. It made no sense. He was definitely outplaced in that show.
Yeah, right? And I love how the way he just stole the car, by the way, if you think about it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, if you really do think about it, he was a scumbag, by the way.
Yeah. Now, I know that the voice actor for Pushy wanted to give a deep speech about him. But obviously the executive didn't like that, so they just make him say in a different voice, I gotta go now to my home planet, and just took up the cells,
The animation cell.
and then put in a sheep
Piece of paper saying that he died on the way to his planet home.
Yeah.
My head feels scratching about that because then why did he reappear several more times after the funeral?
I mean, Krusty claims that, hey, to make sure he never appears again, I'm gonna have this legal scroll to say that he never will appear again.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. Well, the show make no sense.
It never makes sense.
I love how the way that they do the tent. You know, the episode with the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Scratchy was used as a camping tent.
I love that episode. It's in fact my favorite.
Is it because of later on where Bart said it is unrealistic, and then Lisa said cartoon. You know, it's a cartoon. It doesn't need to be realistic.
And then there were two Homers.
Yeah, Homer's sitting there on the couch watching the show with them, and then for some reason in the window, there's Homer Simpson walking past, humming.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Weird indeed.
But I love the joke, though. I get it what it implied, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just like the Transformers, the original, where there are so many errors. So many animation errors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how the way they just put on the joke on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the movie, by the way?
Oh yeah, the movie.
I kind of wish regular show where they did their TV movie, it was called the regular movie.
Yeah.
Or the video game. Regular video game.
Yeah, but no.
They had to keep the regular show to it, by the way.
Yeah, I guess.
At least the Itching and Scratchy Show, it was called the Itchy and Scratchy movie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that technically be their third feature length film, or am I wrong on that point?
Not wrong. But remember in the commercial,
Yeah.
they were just showing, oh, if you want violence, if you want romance, come to see the movie. But it's so weird because then it later said 50% of
56% of the film were new footage. So basically, 44% of the film is probably reused from either the TV show or past future films.
But when it comes to the actual movie, I didn't see any of that from the commercial.
It might have been one segment part of the movie, and plus it felt way too short to be a future film, by the way.
So true.
I love how in the commercial, Itchy was gonna get killed off with the saw machine.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
And you got Scratchy at the corner, by the way, putting the switch down.
Yeah.
But what's up with that though? I mean, and also, is that also part of the reused film or the new footage? Yeah, that's funny, and I love how the way he just acts Scratchy, by the way, while he was done.
Yeah.
Not done. Before he was gonna get chopped up by the saw, he chopped it home. So what was the point of that?
Beats me.
And I love how the way the commercial also did the whole Scratchy kissing the dynamite one.
Oh yeah, if you want romance.
Yeah, right. Though it's funny because didn't it later on? I wonder if that was the reused footage because didn't they do something similar? He fell in love with a dynamite lookalike, and then to the point they even have kids. How did that even work? First of all, with the kids.
I don't even know.
And did they also explode too?
That's a good point.
But I mean, by the way, how long did it take for it to diffuse?
I guess until actual lifetime.
But yeah, moving on to the movie. It's funny in the actual movie, the whole talking about taking his time. Itchy really did took his time.
Yeah, he couldn't go to the train.
Because he was not a train engineer.
So he went to school to become one.
Yeah, and it's funny how the books he was reading was called The Civil Engineer and the Big Book of Trains. So he was literally studying to be an engineer just to kill one cat, by the way.
But it's funny because that's a long time. Did it took Scratchy that long to almost untie himself?
Yeah, to the point that Itchy went to graduation, to the point that he put his diploma in his house, and to the point that he went to the Union Pacific and got what he needed to be an engineer, and then went to the train and killed him off while he was in this last string of rope tying his little foot.
Well, then
his ankle. Well, you get the point.
Then again, how hard is it to untie yourself?
Probably really hard. But bro, that looked like that took months, maybe several years.
He couldn't have died either way from starvation.
Yeah, I know, right? It'd be funny if instead they gave him the a skeleton look, by the way, because he was actually starving.
Yeah, but I also heard that there was a book,
Yeah. So weird. But I love the intro of the movie. It really did feel like a big moment, by the way.
Oh yeah.
They fight. They bite. They fight. They bite. They fight. Fight. Bite. And then you got the orchestra. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Oh yeah, and don't forget that the movie ran for 8 months and actual won 9 Academy Awards.
Man, kind of remind me of Black Panther. I remember, I think we watched it back in, 2018?
It was on our birthday.
Yeah, we saw it. And then the next year, when we were trying to go to the movie, 2019, and we were trying to pick what movie to see, Black Panther was still listed.
Yeah, for a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think I never seen that before.
Yeah.
Where the showtime for Black Panther was over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, by the way.
Crazy.
So, but yeah, that's still impressive for the movie to be around for 8 months.
Yeah, I agree.
And won 9 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
That movie must have been really something then.
Yeah.
I wish I get to see the whole thing though.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got to imagine, by the way, if they used some of the Fantasia parody in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love that how the way that Scratchy thought that chopping out Itchy would solve the problem to the point that it was turned to gas?
Yeah.
And he breathed it in, and then he was like disintegrating from the inside out.
Yeah.
I would not chop it up. I maybe if I knew it was gonna multiply, I'm like, okay, no more. I'm not gonna chop it to dust. By the way,
I don't know what to say.
now that was an idiotic move in his part.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. By the way, I always ask why is Itchy being tortured, but if you remember, in the beginning, sorry, did I say Itchy? I mean Scratchy.
Yeah.
Why Scratchy was being tortured? If you remember, in the beginning, Scratchy was the aggressor.
Yeah.
He was the aggressor.
He was the aggressor.
And then later, it was Itchy that became the aggressor. But in the title, you always see Scratchy trying to get him. But we never get to see that in the actual show.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, Fly Me to the Moon. It was Scratchy trying to harm Itchy in the title card. But then it's completely different in the actual short. Like, what the...
By the way, I love how the way in the beginning of Itchy and Scratchy, it had the Tom and Jerry atmosphere where they look like they were like an actual house cat chasing the mouse.
Yeah, in the house. It looks so different. I mean, Itchy was like the size of a mouse going into a mouse hole.
Right? I love how the way, by the way, that it looked like it implied that Scratchy was like a household cat, by the way.
Yeah.
But then, but you might never know, actually, was this Itchy home or Scratchy home?
So true.
Because there were no human in the show, really.
Yeah.
Except in the beginning, by the way. If you remember. Even the first Itchy, supposed short, by the way.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
supposed to, but, you know, the actual short.
It was the Irishman and Sir Lord Rosenbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both, it had to imply there's human if Abraham Lincoln was in the statue, by the way.
I mean, there are humans in some of the shorts. Like the elevator one, when Scratchy was stuck and had his skin peel.
Yeah.
And it was purchased by humans.
I thought you were going to also say the airplane one. Where Scratchy saw those 3 guys.
Oh, yeah.
The plane crash.
Yeah, and for some reason, interpreting them as vampires.
Yeah. Well, technically, they look like cats, by the way. That was, morph into, like, vampire-ish looking dogs, maybe.
Yeah.
I seen they were werewolves, supposedly, but they look like dogs. How about that, by the way?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I love that, by the way. But, no, seriously. It's like what Homer Simpson said, by the way. Itchy is a jerk.
Yeah. Itchy's just a jerk.
But no, seriously, they hate each other apparently. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and what's strange about the early episode is that blood wasn't introduced until that episode with the milkshake.
Oh yeah.
That's when they started to put blood, and that's when the floodgates opened. But not exactly, because the next episode there were no blood again. Until the episode after that was blood, and the next one, no blood. It was like every other episode. Then the next one, blood again. So they were alternating until finally, every episode had blood, by the way.
The one that comes to mind where the gore level went super high was Scar Tank, the next laseration, where, It's like that scene in Alien where
The
Alien.
alien pop out from the stomach.
Yeah, Itchy came out of Scratchy's stomach, and forced him to go out space, and
I
then
laugh at the meteor belt from the planet body, the rings.
yeah, cut his body in half.
That's
And
funny. He was like, "Yeah, oh, well, I never needed that bottom part anyway."
yeah, and then Itchy just removed Scratchy helmet, and then his head was gonna pop, and
It did pop.
yeah, I was gonna aim to that, Itchy just pop his head where you see the really weird organ, the end,
Yeah.
But that was also where it make this bombshell like message where the viewer adversary shows up, and it said the previewing program contains scenes of extreme violence, and it should not have been viewed by young children.
You mean contradicting everything that they said before?
Yeah.
Being a kid show? But no, didn't later on they actually imply it as a kid show?
Yeah, and it comes to mind, which I remember executive once say to Mars, like, oh, don't worry. We were trying to teach these children about these consequences by teaching them and horrifying them. And then Marsh had to say this. When you had to show the consequences on TV, that mouse pulled out the cat lungs and played them like a bagpipe. But in the next scene, the cat was breathing comfortably. Just like in real life.
Yeah, right. So if I literally take out your heart from your chest and then use your intestines as a scarf, you're not coming back tomorrow, bruh.
Yeah, I will not be coming back tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I'm immortal, so I will come back tomorrow.
Now I'm immortal too.
Oh, okay. So if I did that to Tony, took out his heart, and then used his intestines as a scarf, he's not gonna come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh man. I also love the episode with the parade, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Where cause he was like with his kid, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm accusing that's a kid. Oh, unless that was his nephew, all we know.
True.
Or niece, or well, we don't even know if it's a guy or gal.
Whatever.
But yeah, shoot up like a balloon, and then boom, its intestine was used for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Which is not the first time. They did that with the bowling one. Its intestine used for food.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he even ate his own intestines, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was weird because I thought they were gonna aim something about the stomach, but then only when the bills show up, his head explode. I'm like, that's not expected. I thought maybe he will consume himself.
Yeah, right. But by the way, I love how the way his piece of meat just disintegrated from there and every time.
Yeah.
This show is weird, by the way, and they're not shy about the violence.
Oh, and let's not forget, they made a musical called Stab-A-Lot. If you remember that.
Yeah, I did. Which is weird.
Which later on kind of tackled the stereotype of girls that cannot be good at math.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah, that was. Oh yeah. What do you think when Scratchy finally killed Itchy?
That was awesome.
That's funny. They were never gonna re-air that episode in a million years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know how the way he just tied Itchy up, like completely got him, by the way? Put the dynamite in his ear, under his eyelid, and put the explosive plastic around, it's like pinkish goo, around like a hat and a mustache.
I always said it was gum. Was it gum?
No, it was like explosive plastic. And then he got like 2 giant rocket aim at him with all these TNT dynamite ready to explode. And also had grenades in his ear, like earrings.
But why would Scratchy leave the scene? Would he want to see the explosion?
No. If you stare at the explosion, your eyes will disintegrate themselves.
Oh.
You don't want to do that. That's why they had the goggles on.
But it's a cartoon.
Yeah, I guess so. But still, he doesn't want to be caught in the explosion regardless. You don't know how big would that be.
I guess so.
But I love it though. Because he finally got his upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, was not the only time.
Oh, yeah.
Though, but I think it's the only time done by Scratchy though.
But if you remember with Itchy, I think you mentioned the one with the helm marrying the explosive.
Yeah.
If you remember in the end, after Scratchy was exploded, Itchy was there laughing all the way until he got a heart attack.
Yeah, right.
So I guess there's that. For
Yeah.
those who missed out, the Itchy being finally destroyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think of the Itchy and Scratchy show in Katatooie?
That's silly.
Again with Helm, with his body parts used to surf.
Yeah, like the eyeballs.
Yeah, in the Intensins.
Mm-hmm.
Ah man, this show is funny. I love the whole Kung Fu one, by the way.
Oh, to tell.
Oh well, it started off, I guess, like Scratchy killing off. I guess Itchy killing off Scratchy. I guess father. The show is called. The episode of the show is called The Great Brawl of China.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically started like like I said, chapter 1, basically the origin. Killing off the elder, and Scratchy sworn revenge and decided to go all the way up, like I guess Miaolin Monastery, so he could learn the ways of Kung Fu. Chapter 2, A Better Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it continues on and on to the montage until like chapter 3, where the final conflicts, where he faced off at old Itchy. And the Kung Fu battle was a little bit funny because Scratchy finally was about to do it, but then got suckered in by the mentor, and saying the greatest weapon of all is mercy. And he was like, "Thank you, master. You have freed me from being enslaved by my revenge." And then the master was like, "Sucker."
Oh wow.
To pieces.
That's sad.
Oh yeah, you know what's so funny? Speaking of upcoming, by the way.
What's so funny?
There's another one in I think Skinless in Seattle, where which look extremely weird, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Is she wearing shoes and socks, by the way?
It is weird, but then again, Pushy did wear shoes.
Oh yeah, true. But I'm saying, is she? Just look weird, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
But obviously the joke is that he have a penny on the shoe, dropped it, because, do not throw a penny from the tower. And I love how the way Abraham Lincoln was like, "Whoa, what?" And like a laser, go down. So he decided to use the tower souvenir toys. And it is shaped like a heart, by the way.
Oh, yeah, since he was out there for a day, right?
Yeah, and Scratchy was still living, and with heart popping up, by the way.
Yeah.
And Itchy was just so annoyed with the little smoke in his head, which, he does not want to lose. And, he decided to saw the tower, and that's when he got him, by the way.
Well, it just poked him in the eye,
Well, true, but I doubt he was going to live that long.
It's so true.
But, yes, I mean, what's up with that, by the way?
I don't know what's up with that. It is interesting and creative.
Yeah, true. But no, I mean, what's up with the frustration? I don't think I ever see Itchy being frustrated, by the way.
Just to kill Scratchy.
Yeah, right? I mean, by the way, they're both not angels, by the way, obviously.
Yeah, they're both angels. Let's clear it up.
They both wanted to kill each other. It's just that one ended up being successful than the other. Like, if they're going to have a win-loss record, then obviously the win-loss record is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how the way he still torture him, even in the afterlife.
Oh, yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah, I remember one of them where, he was a ghost and used him like a smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
Or in the funeral. The same one was Pushy, by the way.
Yeah.
And they cloned them, by the way. He read,
Yeah.
like, in the news, the sheep being successfully cloned and just cloned them.
Yeah.
What's up with that, by the way?
I guess that even when somebody dies, they just want to see them die in their afterlife, you know?
Yeah. How do you feel like guest appeared with Garfield in that one episode?
Oh yeah, lasagna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another one. Are you familiar with the whole like back then? Like I seen there was an Infinite radio from New Jersey about aliens coming in,
Oh yeah.
like World of the World or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And but this time it's like legit like Itchy was just poking him, by the way. Water was coming
Yeah.
out, and it's like the war in the background.
Yeah.
And just listening to that.
Yeah.
And he just get like completely squished, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? And it was like a Nazi just ran over him or something.
I always thought that was Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Which contradicts the them working together to go against Hitler?
Yeah, because didn't one of them they were both like killing Hitler, by the way.
Yeah.
But though in the history of Roger Meyer Sr., right?
Yeah.
Didn't he was this he was beloved until the controversial short, or was it like a future film or something where it was like Nazi Superman, we salute you?
Something like that.
How that seems like mixed messaging, by the way.
It is mixed messaging.
Cause didn't they like one moment they're fighting off Hitler, and then next moment they're like saluting?
I don't know what to say. I really don't.
But it's just trying to imply, by the way, that Roger Meyer Sr. or probably Roger Meyer Jr. are fickle, by the way.
Yeah.
They just wanted to go with the winning side.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of that, let's just talk about who owns Itchy Scratchy. Because if we're going to believe in history, it was Roger Meyer Sr. who first started it. And then he
created a studio called the Itchy Scratchy production, right?
Yeah. And then I guess after he frees himself, he let his son, Roger Myers Jr., run it.
By the way, isn't that similar with Walt Disney, where he freed himself and gave the company over to his brother?
Yeah.
But continue, sorry.
And but this is weird because there were at times that it seems like Roger Meyer Jr. was the one running the Krusty the Clown show. Like, he was upset about the ratings.
Yeah.
But then the next moment, it was vice versa. Krusty the Clown was the one who got angry at Roger Meyer Jr. for the Itchy Scratchy Show ratings to be low.
Right? Unless they both have equal stock, by the way.
Maybe. But it's funny how Krusty the Clown was more of a suggestive to the show. You know, trying to show the message about how it's suggestive meddling with shows, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny, you know?
Actually, then it later on, Krusty the Clown actually is full-blown owner of the Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Yeah, and I was going to aim to that. Yeah, later on, he's just full-blown owner.
I love how the way one of them he was like shocked, like, who created this cartoon? And then there's Krusty the Clown laughing saying, oh no, it said first, accessory producer Krusty the Clown, and then show him laughing saying, I created it all.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, yeah, there's also another thing I want to tackle.
Sure.
Krusty the Clown announced a reboot of the show.
Yeah.
He was gonna reboot it with female versions of the character.
Yeah.
And this led Milhouse to leave a group of boys to protest against the new show. However, Bart Simpson secretly joined a feminist protest group who wanted to perform acts of vandalism to protect against male-female inequality, you know?
If you think about it, even the Simpsons. It's not just the Simpsons, but like almost every show, by the way. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially superheroes.
Yeah.
It kind of reflects society beliefs and all the social commentary that go out there.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like a mirror reflection. So they were just trying to reflect, like, female cast. Reboots of female cast. From like the Ghostbusters, by the way.
Yeah.
The female cast one, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I know not a lot of people liked it. I didn't saw that one, by the way.
Me neither.
But yeah, I mean, it basically was trying to reflect that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If I don't know if rebooting ever sometimes successful personally, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could technically reboot a series like Transformers and make it work, or like certain superhero shows or video games.
Yeah.
Heck, if it was like different timeline with characters the same name, like The Legend of Zelda, you know, always a hero named Link.
Mm-hmm.
With similar characters, names.
Yeah.
Zelda, Ganondorf, Beetle. You get the point.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's weird, by the way, because rebooting a show is always a mixed bag. Because I love the Animaniac reboot, by the way.
I love that reboot.
But there's other reboots that, like the Powerpuff Girl reboot.
It was awful.
Awful, yeah. So, I mean, I'm always iffy with reboots, by the way.
Me too.
Though I do like, like, let's say if it was like, if they do a reboot, by the way, but in the video game, like, separate timelines, by the way, that what if moment, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the split path, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they just, like make sequels depending on the split path, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting off subject though. But yeah, the Itchy and Scratchy Show reboot.
I didn't mind the reboot. It looked nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't mind either. Actually, it'd be interesting. They did like like you got the original Itchy and Scratchy Show plus the reboot. By the way.
Yeah.
Going side to side like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, one thing I want to know with Itchy and Scratchy is that they tend to be inconsistent with the lore,
When are they ever was consistent? Well, actually, one time, and that was Steamboat Itchy, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Using the same footage twice, by the way, so we know that's the actual origin, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, not the real origin, but their official, I guess, origin.
But I loved it how at one point they had juniors, Itchy Junior, Scratchy Junior.
Yeah.
It was Scratchy and Scratchy Junior just playing ball until they got run over by Scratchy and Scratchy Junior.
Yeah. Which is weird because this is like, once again, Scratchy and his kid. Well, I'm saying his kid. I don't even know for sure, but getting killed off, by the way, by Itchy.
Did the son did die permanently, but somehow the father, like, he's the only one that get to be reborn?
No. The son probably was reborn again. Remember the whole parade?
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying if that was a different one,
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I just love how the way in cartoons they just make like some character alive again.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. Oh yeah, do you love the where Itchy got the steroids, by the way?
Oh yeah, covering the whole Major League Baseball steroid scandal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Like him getting buffer and buffer and buffer,
That, like I mentioned, the one with the whole Abraham Lincoln using him like a bat, by the way.
Yeah. And his head land into the Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I don't think that's the only time we got to see steroid Itchy. Steroid Scratchy.
Oh yeah, when they were announcing the Itchy and Scratchy land.
Yeah, Itchy and Scratchy in the last Traction Hero.
Yeah.
I love that how the way he was just, minding his business, getting buffer by putting up the weights, sitting down. Or I guess he was like flexing actually. Then began to sit down after he was cut off from his muscles. Though I love how the way, by the way, it started off with just poking and it didn't did anything until Itchy poked him out so much time that it was like bleeding like
like no duh.
like almost like spaghetti, by the way.
Just because you have muscle doesn't mean that you could be immune to weapons.
Yeah, and I love how the way he just cut him off with the saw, the chainsaw.
Yeah.
With his muscle.
That's silly.
And then they would just talk about the Itchy and Scratchy Land. Like it was one big commercial.
Yeah, how
the only time they did that.
How did that work though? You know?
Bro, this is capitalism, and it worked.
I guess you're right.
And that's the whole point with Itchy and Scratchy Land. Oh yeah, in real life. Remember when we went to California, Universal Studio Hollywood?
Yeah.
And I was inside the Quickie Mark.
Yeah.
Looking at the tags, the name tags.
Yeah.
And I wanted, because there's no way they're gonna have my name, by the way.
No way.
And I never even see your name or Sis' name, and they're pretty common.
Yeah, my name is pretty common.
But never in my life I ever see a name tag with your name in it. Though we did sell Russ, but not your full name though.
Yeah.
Just Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
That's weird.
But still.
But and we never got to see Sis' name neither, by the way. But that's not the point. Getting off subject. So I was actually looking for Bort. Remember where Bart was looking for his name? Bort. And then it was like, yes. Because the Bart shout out the word Bort.
Yeah.
And it's funny. The band name was Bort. The kid name was also Bort.
Yeah.
And then later on, they said they ran out of Bort name tags, so they needed to get some more Bort name tags.
Yeah. Wow, that must be a really common name.
Right? Bart Simpson was like, Bort. Like, if any whose name is called Bort.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot. But yeah, going back. In real life, I was looking the name tag, hoping to find Bort.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they had to have Bort.
Yeah.
You know what was the saddest and creepiest thing?
There were no Bort.
None at all. I was like,
well, let's fix it. I mean, there was a board, like to say, like we made it seems like there was no license plate or board, no name tag. I mean,
well, yeah, they. No, I think people get it. By the way, you look at the tag on the shelves, and you see it. And when I found Bort, right?
They all ran out.
And I had to ask the employee, do they have any more Bort? And they said no.
That is so, like, I guess,
in real, like, in fiction, even in real life, by the way.
They all ran out.
They sold out. Yeah. So, yeah, in real life, when I was looking for Bort, they actually sold out, by the way. Completely.
Yeah, they actually sold out. Weird.
I was so upset because I wouldn't mind taking that home.
Yeah, they keep it as a souvenir.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
Oh well.
But moving back to Itchy and Scratchy Land, what do you think of the amusement park?
I would never be there. I could die in any of these rides.
By the way, I love how the way it's like an island.
Oh yeah,
like Jurassic Park.
That's funny.
Well, Jurassic Park. Yeah. Like, I love how the way it looks kind of sinister. By the way,
it does look sinister.
And what was it? Itchy and Scratchy Land Europe? It was like completely empty.
Yeah. Well, still.
I love how the robot, by the way, just literally just wanted to take over the world.
Oh yeah, like iRobot.
Yeah, that's pretty eerie, actually. Think about it.
It is. That's why I don't like robots.
Do you think watching Itchy and Scratchy Show desanitized us from violence?
That's a good point. That is. But I would like to think, though, that, because, violence, it doesn't actually make a person feel violent. It just makes them aggressive more,
I don't. This is me personally, right? I don't think violence affects someone at all. If you know that it's bad, one would not mimic it.
No.
Me personally, I feel like violence comes from like something external from television. I do believe though in a way that violence in television could probably like what's the word be as a catalyst to that point, but not the point of why someone want to do violence.
Yeah.
Like I know video game violence is sometimes like in the news and all that, but I don't think that caused someone to be like in real life doing crimes.
Oh, but I want to make this statement. Video games do not make a person violent, but video games can make a person become a gambler.
Yeah. So,
But I guess that's a topic for another time.
Yeah. With the loot boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
But Itchy and Scratchy Show, I think it's like a social commentary of what the world is like. Because sometimes they like to make fun of what goes on in Bart or Lisa or any the Simpson character life, and it just magically reflect. By the way, Itchy and Scratchy.
Yes.
I felt like that was the same way with our life, though. I remember studying hydraulic fracturing in school, and literally within the same week, they made an episode on hydraulic fracturing.
And then there was Mail Order Bride. And then the next thing I know, The Simpsons made an episode about Mail Order Brides.
You mean with Mo?
Yeah.
They ordered like a bride from the deep web?
Yeah.
That's weird though, because I felt like it's too coincidental. When I learned something in real life, and then all of a sudden in The Simpsons, they do an episode on it.
Yes.
And it's, or, not just what I learned from real life, but also what occurred in real life too.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, how weird is that Bart Simpson's birthday is the same as us?
Yeah.
February 23rd.
That's weird.
Yeah, right? That is weird. And it's something they contradict his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Because one episode is April Fool Day. That's his birthday. And then I think the canon run is our birthday.
Yeah, which is weird.
Right?
Well, I guess a coincidence is a good coincidence.
No, they always retcon a lot of things. Like Mr. Burn age, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember, I think the first time they said it was 81. Then, for the longest time, it was 124. And then, I forgot, it was like a ludicrous number. I think it was like 1,000 years old. That Mr. Burn, they just put Mr. Burn.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, right?
Right.
But yeah, the Itchy and Scratchy Show, it's so weird how that show is like it's so popular. It's a show within the show, by the way.
And we're talking about this.
Right? A fictional show and a real show. And we're doing a whole podcast talking about it.
I guess, and again, that's how spin-offs are made.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes spin-off could be good. Sometimes the spin-off end up being like good on paper, but bad in execution.
Yeah, so true.
Basically, they can be bad.
Yeah.
You got anything else you wanted to mention?
Man, Itchy and Scratchy. It is really funny. But then again, if it happens to them, I wouldn't be happy if it happens to our cat. Like, if an actual mouse, like, do all these torturous things.
Actually, it wouldn't have been good for anyone. Remember the episode where Bart and Lisa went into the television?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Pushy was there as a cameo.
Yeah.
Just driving by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they laughed at Scratchy torture being tortured. And then Itchy's like, hey, they're laughing at your misery.
That's not nice.
Let's teach them a lesson.
And then they trying to kill them.
Hey, by the way, why is Itchy killing Scratchy to begin with?
Why is she tormenting him?
Right?
No, because I want to say this. In that episode where, they were like in a farmland.
Yeah.
And Itchy ran out of butter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Scratchy was being all nice to him through the window saying, yeah, hello, neighbor.
Since suddenly you just want to kill them. What the?
And that's not the only episode. There are so many episodes where he was being nice. Remember? Was the whole Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Scratchy did nothing wrong.
I love how the way I guess it's like a Steve Wilkos show or Maury or Jerry Springer show. Like they were like his best friend, being like he doesn't know why he's being like slashed by him or being killed off. By the way,
Yeah.
I love there was a special report though for some reason. By the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like. You have a friend that torture him, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, they actually are friends. I swear they hate each other.
So true.
But yeah, I mean, why? What did he did to deserve such torture? And I know I said before, they're both no angels. They're trying to kill each other. It's just one of them has happened to be more successful. But there's times where you want to hate Itchy, by the way.
I hate Itchy.
Yeah, you wanted to see his upcoming, which we technically know there was one time, but the audience never actually get to see it.
At least it happened.
I mean, yeah, at least it happened. And even in Lisa Simpson's dream, by the way, where with the unicorn, she ended up murdering Boast, by the way.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the episode where they created because they said they made a submission.
Yeah.
And their show actually got published, by the way. But they missed out, though. But they got to see the credit and realize how it went. And they realized, it went through exactly what we thought.
Yeah. That's silly.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel, by the way, that when they were trying to save the show, by the way,
they went unsuccessful because someone else did it.
Right? Dedicated to Lester and Eliza for making all this possible.
Wow.
So, funny enough, Lisa Simpson was barely involved in the beginning. The whole real origin of Itchy.
They insert her in the end.
Right? Trying to figure out how to save this.
That's funny.
So, funny at the same time, by the way, they were also trying to solve our poo problem.
Yeah.
And then they also, Lester and Eliza ended up solving a poo problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems to be one big contradiction though.
Yeah.
With the show. By the way, what do you saw where another dedication when Bart made up a fake persona, by the way, with the kid stuck in the rail?
Well, first I'm gonna say this. I thought it was not cool. It was the suicide stuff. Like, couldn't they handle it differently?
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, how do you feel though with the episode dedicated with the kid?
Yeah. Well, at least it was touching though to dedicate that kid,
But he would end up being fake though. Funny enough, Bart ended up being that kid though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, at least there was a kid stuck in a well.
Yeah, right. Bart Simpson. Yeah. It's weird though. This show seems to be like all over the place with their morals.
Yeah. Hey, but some reason I kind of like it.
Yeah. How do you also feel about the 1970 aspect of the show?
Well, one thing is all groovy.
Yeah, right. Like, I love how the way they got like the art style to be different in that one too.
It almost remind me of Austin Power.
Yeah, I guess. What was it? It was like just Scratchy walking with his pants, I guess like jeans, and he see like an ostrich or like a bird, and wanted to say, come with me.
Yeah.
But then he was like put with gasoline by Itchy and then was burned alive by pouring a cigarette at him.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel sorry for Scratchy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, technically he's no angel though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's funny though. Mars said he needs to be fixed. By the way,
Oh yeah. That's silly.
he's like, no. Oh yeah, what do you think of all the different hospital skit in that uh uh in the show? By the way, so many of them, and I love how one of them, when he checking in for a physical, there were one of them with the like a whole like clipboard with all the past death that he been through. By the
It
way,
is interesting, you know?
seriously. And then he was of course tested for stress. And then, he got shot up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Though it looked like at first it was like he was going to get killed off with the laser. But then the laser just ended up killing him.
Yeah.
If I remember in the clipboard, Charmin to butter. The one we just mentioned, by the way.
Yeah, which is so messed up. I still feel like that, you know?
Impaled by Space Needle. Slashed by the moon. Printed by money. All that from the previous episode. Tricked into eating himself. And then, hung by his intenses. Impaled by a castic. Remember when he fell from the castic and he's like, yeah!
Yeah.
Literally! Decapitated by a windmill.
Yeah.
I just love how the way he was just checking. Like, all of that happened to him. Like, he can be reborn again.
He could be reborn.
How many lives does he have, though?
Cats have 9 lives, right?
But he must have more than 9 lives.
Maybe 9 million.
Right? But I love how the way he was tortured by putting him to the treadmill and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But another one, if I recall, by the way, another hospital one, was Itchy trying to figure out the diagnosis of Scratchy, by the way.
Oh.
It was supposed to be a parody of House, by the way.
Yeah.
That one, I mean, I wouldn't say it's my personal favorite, but it's still funny regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I remember, he was trying to figure out all the different things out there. I believe it started off him just walking in. Might be a different episode. No, it was probably a different episode. There's so many episodes. It was like a vet, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like free, what was it? Like free something. But it turned out to say like so different word.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
It's so many hospital ones. Remember the one with the nuclear bomb, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
And he put like the doctor, what do you call those things? You put the ear?
I never know what they're...
heartbeat.
Yeah, I never know what they're called.
But you get the point, by the way. And it traveled all the way to Scratchy, and his head exploded, and the dog was like, shh.
Shh.
Oh yeah, what's up with Itchy killing like all the cats?
Oh yeah, when the Mafia, it wasn't Scratchy he killed. He killed so many different cats.
Which, by the way, I believe that was the second episode where it was blood. So, if I remember, it was the milkshake. The next one didn't have blood. The second one, it had blood, but funny enough, it wasn't Scratchy, though, that was killed, by the way.
It was all these different cats.
And then the next one, no blood, and the next one, blood again. But yeah. It was that one where it was, like, blood. Second time, I believe.
And if I remember, when Itchy cooked this Scratchy and trying to serve to all these cats, and then revealing that what they were eating were cats, and it made them all throw up.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't get the purpose of that.
Me neither.
I saw you were supposed to hate Scratchy.
Yeah.
Unless they're species or whatever you call it. They just hate other species just because.
I mean, what's up? How come cats and rats, or mice, or whatever you call them, can't get along?
Right?
It's weird to me.
Yeah, yeah. No, seriously, by the way. And by the way, isn't it the one that the doctor used for to hear heartbeats called a stethoscope? Or
Eh.
I don't remember. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just call it headphones.
Okay. But
Or earphones.
yeah. Oh yeah, but what do you think though of all the contradictions with who's friends with who, by the way?
Yeah. Well, nothing I could think about because they're gonna change it, right?
Right. Oh. Anything else you want to add?
What's up with them wearing gloves?
You mean like almost every cartoon in real
Yeah.
life? Well, I don't know. And you think Itchy would his glove would have turned red by now? By the way.
Yeah, I would like to think so. So, I mean, so many murder, you tend to think it would be red by now.
Right, but that's not the case. It's always white.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Must have been using some special chemicals.
Right.
Right.
Ah, man. Hey, you want to say the sing song one more time?
Yeah, sure. All right.
They fight. They bite. They fight and bite and bite. Bite, bite, bite. Fight, fight, fight. The Itch'em and Scratch'em Show. You see, I used the original lyrics, but with the Jamaican part to it.
They fight. They bite. They bite and fight and bite. Bite, bite, bite. Fight, fight, fight. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
What's your favorite iteration of it? Because I do like the Jamaican one, and plus the loving one. By the way,
I say the loving one.
the loving one be number 2, the movie be number 3, and the regular number 4.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the loving one. You technically wouldn't that be like a whole separate show, or that's just the same show? A reboot.
Maybe it's a reboot because, they change up the chemistry now from them being haters to lovers.
Right? And actually, one of the first reboot was be the introduction with Poochie.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
By the way, I kind of noticed that when they introduce a new character, and it seems like they failed. By the way, remember the whole Itchy and Scratchy and Friends?
Oh, yeah! What a failure that was.
Brennan missed it to real life cartoons where they actually used the whole Friends part to it.
Yeah, though the successful one was Thomas, the choo-choo train.
Ah, really?
Yeah, the tank engine.
Yeah. But no, seriously though, they have so many failed characters. It seems like it's a duo. It's destined for always a duo.
Yeah. It makes sense too. I mean, it feels like the dynamic is two people,
Yeah. Though it kind of makes sense though with the like the chemistry of a cat and mouse. By the way,
Yeah, I think it should forever be the Itchy and Scratchy Show.
I'm surprised that there's not a lot of birds involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or fish.
Yeah. All right.
You have any last final thoughts for this?
This Itchy Scratchy is very funny, and I would love to see it continue.
Yeah, same here. Though I actually think the introduction of dialogue actually helped. By the way, because some episode obviously didn't need dialogue, but because their voice is so funny too. By the way,
Yeah.
they both sound so squeaky. By the way,
Ah!
yeah, exactly. Though the robotic one is the most weirdest one because one would realize what's their voice like,
You.
right? No, but my final thought though is that if one would like to see the show continue, dialogue needs to be in it because I know some people complain It's better off being a silent show, mute.
Yeah.
But it does, cause like the whole airplane one. If it wasn't for Scratchy talking about these, the people in the plane, it wouldn't make sense. By the way,
Yeah.
it would make the joke sense with that. By the way,
Agree.
hey, isn't it one of them the one that did like the Lumbumba?
Oh yeah.
What was his name? Richard.
Richie Fallon.
Yeah, I actually don't remember. Funny enough, I seen I owned the VHS movie.
La Bamba.
Yeah. But but the whole point is, I think dialogue is technically should be there once in a while.
Yeah.
Because I remember some people don't like the Itchy and Scratchy with dialogue.
Alright, if you have any questions about the show or its characters, or if you want to make a business deal with us, try this email. wearepressesending@yahoo.com. Also, look at our Twitter handle. We're Pressesending.
Oh yeah, and one last thought. Remember the whole Simpson ride?
Yeah!
The Itchy and Scratchy show was in the actual pre-video before you hit the ride.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was entertaining.
Yeah, telling the warning of the cold roller coaster.
Yes, and Itchy kept screwing Scratchy.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Can you believe we've been there to the ride 5 times, by the way?
Yeah.
One time in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and then 4 times in Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
Twice in one day.
Yeah.
I love that ride, by the way.
Me too.
Okay, so see you guys, and remember to stay ugly or stay beautiful, depending on what you like. Oh no! Oh yeah. Let me put you through a barbershop window. I'm just kidding.
No! Oh, okay. So I heard that last part.
Yeah. Maury Majetti.
Yeah.
I think we're both the Shawn Michaels in our tag team, the Ito Funso brothers.
Yeah, sure. But okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, good. Let's get out of here.
No, I like to stay.